What's up, class? It's Rapper Wong So Fly and Hit. Let me tell you how to represent relationships. You got a word problem. Don't worry, cause we'll solve them. What's that? A table? Be sure you read the label. And look at that graph with X and Y. Now stare a little longer. Come on, don't be shy. You can take all that chaos and put it in a pair. Then we'll call it ordered and go from there. To represent relationships is easy as can be. So hold tight, don't skip, and learn from me. Hello class, today we are going to talk about representing relationships, and this is very similar to the things that we've been learning in the past couple of lessons, just taking information that is given to us and using it in different ways. So like I said in my little rap there, we're going to be looking at graphs and tables and ordered pairs and word problems, and later on we'll also introduce another way to represent these relationships. So I'm just going to work through a problem in your notes just to review some of the things that we've already been over. So the first thing I want you to write at the top of your paper, really big, is read the problem. That might seem extremely obvious, but I know a lot of students will skip it. They'll just be like, oh, 10, 11, 12, 13, there's my answer, instead of reading the entire problem. And this becomes extremely important, especially when it says things like interpret this number or explain what this means in this context. So really all your answers are going to be stated in the problem for you. So just make sure you're reading it. So if you look at number 1, it says, the zoo is holding a recycling day. It deducts 10 cents from the price of admission for each recyclable item donated at the zoo. Admission is $15. The table shows the reduced price for admission if 10, 11, 12, or 13 items are donated. So we have the scenario, costs $15 to go to the zoo, but you can make your price cheaper if you bring items to recycle. Problem A says, write an equation to determine the price of admission, which is P, with any number of donated items, D. Describe the relationship in words. So remember, a lot of times we use X and Y, but really you can use any variables. The price is P, and then the number of donated items is D. So what has to change first is the number of items you bring for donation. So this is like our X, and the price of admission is like our Y. So let's look at the problem to see what information they give us. It says it deducts 10 cents from the price of admission for each recyclable item donated at the zoo. So an important thing to notice is it deducts means we're going to be subtracting 10 cents from something. And then it says admission is $15. So admission, that's the original price it costs to get into the zoo. And so we can also notice where it says 10 cents from the price of admission for each recyclable item. So if the number of items is changing and it says each, then we know that this is being multiplied by the negative 10 cents. So to put it together in an equation, we can write P equals, so P is the price, P is equal to $15 minus 10 cents for every item bought. So P equals 15 minus 0.1 D. So the number of items, 10 cents for each one, you take it away from 15. So if you look at this table that they give us over here, you notice that the price each time is dropping by 10 cents. So a negative 0.1 is our slope. And over here, you see that this is when it's being added. So for every item, you reduce your price by 10 cents. So our y-intercept, in other words, would be 15. That's the price that it starts at. So when it says describe the relationship in words, super simple, just write a phrase or a short sentence basically repeating the information they already gave you. So the price is $15, is originally $15. Take off 10 cents for every item. Whoops, can't spell. Okay, so the price is originally $15 and you take off 10 cents for every item brought. Really simple. Again, it's not hard, you just have to read carefully. Now it says, use the equation to determine the cost of admission if 25 items are donated. So we have this equation, P equals 15 minus 0.1D, and it's giving us a number, 25 items are being donated. So, remember what your variables are. P is the price, and D is the number of items donated. On your table, if you need to label them to remember, this is D and this is P. Same thing, X and Y, but we're using the variables this problem gave us, D and P. So, P equals 15 minus 0.1D. We're told that we have 25 items. So, you're plugging that in for D. P equals 15 minus 0.1 times 25. You can literally just plug it into your calculator. We find that we get the price is $12.50. So really simple. You have your equation, just replace the variable with the number that it gives you. And that's literally it. So this lesson cycle should be extremely easy. You only have a few practice problems. Read the problem, understand the situation it's speaking to you, and then apply that information. So number 2, please do this before math workshop. Complete before workshop. And then we'll talk about it. You'll be using an equation, a table, and a graph. So bringing some of those representations all together.